Morning, Mishra ji.
Good morning, Pandey ji.
Okay, let's note down our pending items. Okay, then we'll go one by one. Okay, can you see my whiteboard, sir?
Yes,
Okay, let's one by one. So, first thing, migration, right?
yes,
Migration. Second thing is you are talking about image catalog, right? Image
yes. In AWS.
in AWS. Everything we are talking about AWS reference only. Okay, migration will be applicable to Azure and AWS both. Okay, this is AWS. And the third thing is AppStream 2.0. Anything else?
And AWS catalog.
This is the image catalog, the same thing, no change. Image will be using the catalog only, right? Other thing, any other thing?
No,
These three things, right?
yes.
So we are going to one by one. Okay, let's start with migration, then we'll come to the image, and the last we're going to cover AppStream. So let's get started with the migration one. Okay, I will share the documentation also later stage, but let's have some discussion on it. Okay, so migration, actually, Avinash, migration is very important activity, and which is possible in all cloud players like Azure, AWS, and GCP. Okay, so there are few steps you have to follow for each migration. Suppose you are migrating from Azure, from your Citrix data center to your Azure data center or AWS workspace or Azure WBD. In all migrations, fundamentals are same. Okay, but you are going to use different tool, different services to perform the same thing. Okay, what is cloud native tool?
How can to
Mhm.
no idea.
What is CSP?
Yes, CSP is a cloud service provider.
Right. So the services which will be provided by CSP all will be known as cloud native, like Azure.
Okay.
If Azure is providing you Azure VNet or Azure DR, Azure Backup, Azure Storage, all those services will be like Azure Security Center, right? That's a
Okay.
cloud native service.
Okay.
Okay. If any service coming as a third party, that will be
Okay.
known as non-cloud native. Same like AWS also. In AWS, AWS Workspaces is a cloud native solution. Okay. But
Okay.
what about Terraform? Terraform is a third party service or third party automation, which is not belongs to Azure or AWS. Clear?
Okay.
So let's try to understand the migration part. Whenever you are going to do the migration, for any cloud, for any on-premise, you have to remember few things. Okay,
Okay.
like first thing is assessment. Assessment of your existing data center or existing environment. Okay, then you are going to do discovery. Okay, and then POC. Okay, we'll discuss in detail, just try to. And then dev, test environment, and finally your production migration. Okay, so coming to assessment, what is your understanding on assessment?
Assessment.
Avinash?
No idea.
No idea.
Yes.
Suppose you have to migrate something from on premise.
Okay.
So if you don't have any idea how we will migrate, to get the idea only you are going to do the assessment.
Okay.
Getting my point?
Yes.
So if you have suppose you have to migrate A to B, so you should know first A, then you will come to the B, right? If you
Yes.
don't know about A, so that is part is assessment, means your current infrastructure, your
Okay.
current data center, your current applications, your current services like Citrix. Suppose you are using already VMware Horizon, you have to do the assessment of your VMware Horizon environment, or Citrix CBAD, or Citrix Zenap and Gen Desktop, right? Suppose you are using Microsoft virtual application and desktop, like other than Azure WBD, Microsoft is also providing a solution for desktop and this application publishing, right? A remote app, a remote app is also we are using on Azure WBD, right? Or AVD we can call Azure Virtual Desktop, right? So you have to do the assessment. This is the first thing. Clear? In assessment, what are you going to do? You are going to run infrastructure discovery. You are going to run application discovery. Why do we are running these things?
Our customer is.
No customer use, sir. For so I will take one tool name here. In Azure, you will say Azure migration is there. Okay, Azure migration service, and also you can use VMC remedy, and you
Oh,
can use
service now.
uh, no service now service now. This VMC remedy is not for ticketing, sir. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, this is different actually. Device 42. So these are tools. These are third-party tools, non-cloud native tools, right? Which will be ran into your existing data center to get the number of servers. Okay, how many servers are there? All the servers are Windows, or few are Linux servers. Okay, and also it is going to do complete infrastructure discovery. Along with that, it is going to do the discovery of your applications like Java based application, and your .NET based applications, your Citrix application, VMware Horizon application, your database, everything. Now you are getting my point or not?
Yeah, I'm getting your point.
Yes, because if you are not going to get all those things, how you are going to do the migration? Because see, customer is very smart.
Yes.
Mishra ji,
Yes.
customer is very smart, and we have to more smarter than customer. Then we can do the migration, right? After getting all those information, we are going to create a move group.
Okay.
In short, we call it MG, but call it move group. What is move group? Move group. Okay, how application works, Avinash?
Okay.
What is the functionality application? How application works? Do you know that?
Yes.
Can you tell me that? How it works? How many
So first,
tiers are there?
what?
How many tiers? How many tiers are there? How your application works actually?
Yeah, first installed in my computer and then next level connect to database.
Yes, you got it. Means your I'm sorry. Means your first, let's change the color. Your web tier come, okay. Then your app tier will come, right? And the last you already told DB database, right? So your DB, sorry, your DB will come. So the user is knowing only web tier, same like
Okay.
storefront. Remember
Yeah. Yes.
our web interface. So storefront connecting with the application backend, and it is connected to the database. So in move group, what we'll do? Will create a dependency matrix. Means what application, what is the web server, what is the application server, what the DB servers. Then move group will be created. Okay.
Okay.
In next step, what we are going to do?
POC.
POC. What is POC? Hmm?
What?
Proof of concept.
Okay.
Okay. Why POC required? Think about it.
Yeah, before migration, confirm with customer.
Actually, before migrating to dev, test, or production, you have to do the POC for customer. You are right. But in POC, you are going to do migration also. Getting my point?
Yes.
Means, suppose you migrated one application A or B, right? And that
Okay.
application is not working to the cloud. So how will you show your face to customer? That's a problem. That's why before migrating to development, test environment, or production, you have to do the POC. POC is nothing. It's a proof of concept. If POC is successful,
Okay.
then you are going to do first dev migration, test migration, production migration. Okay. So this is the complete strategy behind migration.
Okay.
If you want more technical, I can also tell you R lane strategy, but how much you are going to understand that, it will depend upon you. Do you know about R lane strategies?
R name.
R lane. Yeah, I will try to remember those things because this is not like, daily you are going to use, but you should understand how this, because we are following the same in our live production environments. Not only VDI, because other environment also. Okay. So
Okay.
R lane strategy. There are 7 R lane strategy. 6 is applicable for Azure cloud, 7 is for AWS. Okay. Why we are using R? Actually, by name it is R.
Okay.
Refactor, rehost, replatform. So re is coming every word. That's why it's a R lane strategy. Okay. Refactor, rehost, relocation, and replatform. Retire means decommission. Likewise, we have refactory is also there. Yeah, refactory. So same way. So do you understand why we are talking about this R lane strategy? Actually, there will be many servers in your environment. Suppose we take environment of VDI.
Okay.
Okay, and in your VDI Citrix environment, you are using server 2008. Are you going to migrate those servers into cloud or not?
Yes.
2008 server. Why yes, sir? Think about
Yeah. Yeah.
before telling yes.
2008 is not supported these days.
So what you will do?
Yeah, we need to move on next version, latest version.
What is this? Retire means decommission. Simple, na?
Yes.
Yeah. So think like that. So actually, if your server, suppose few customers are running still Windows Server 2003, okay,
Yes.
then what you are going to suggest as a Azure administrator, as a Azure solution architect? Sorry, sir, you cannot migrate these servers into Azure cloud or AWS cloud. What you have to do? You have to
Yes.
retire these servers and spin new EC2 instance or spin new workspaces into the AWS cloud or Azure cloud. Clear?
Yes.
So this is kind of Azure solution architect role you have to play.
Okay.
Okay. There are rehost also. Rehost means suppose you are using 2012 server. Okay. And
Okay.
2012 server is still supported or 2016 server. So yes, what you can do, you can migrate those servers into Azure cloud or AWS cloud. You can rehost means same. So you know how to do P2B, V2B.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Virtual
same thing
to
I'm talking.
Virtual
Yeah,
to physical, physical
virtual.
to virtual.
No,
Virtual
virtual
to
to physical. No,
like
virtual to
physical to
physical you can't do it.
virtual.
Virtual to virtual. Yeah.
Virtual to
Okay. You cannot create virtual server and make it convert into physical server. Not possible. Okay. What you can do, P2B and B2B. Clear, sir?
okay.
So this is the complete migration strategy
Okay.
for any project.
Okay.
Little bit higher level, but you have to think like that as an architect.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the same thing we are following into our projects. Because now I'm focusing on more on security. So my job is to just take care of the security angle where we have to force security. What security is needed inside this POC or in this Azure cloud environment. Any questions, sir?
No,
Any thought?
no, first, see, I want to discuss in Azure part. How we discuss one, no, how will migrate one zone to another zone? If I have three zone data center
Mm-hmm.
in Azure,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
how will migrate in one zone? How those data center?
No, no, just repeat your question.
No, actually, I have three zones in Azure, but
Mm-hmm.
customer want you move all infra in single zone.
Mm-hmm. And what is the logic behind that?
Centralized management is a single point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what about your high availability, sir?
Yeah,
Getting my point?
yes,
See, why we need zones? So see, anything is possible in Azure Cloud or AWS, Avinash, right? You can do it, whatever you want to do. You can do it. But before doing, you have to think about it. Why we have multiple zones? Okay. Why we are using Azure Cloud or AWS Cloud and IT services? Remember our first session, HA and DR.
okay.
If high availability will be not there and disaster recovery will be not there, what is the use of Azure Cloud or AWS Cloud? The reason behind putting the resources in multiple zones or regions in the data center to get high availability, sir. And tell me an example where customer asked to migrate all within one zone. An example, you got
No,
that kind of requirement in your project.
no, no, no.
Hmm?
It was just I am asking.
What is logic behind that? You can do this. You can do that.
Yeah,
That is possible.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
possible.
got that. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, no
So
problem, David.
okay, yeah, yeah. So if you want to try all those things, you can play around. That is not possible on GUI. You have to use Terraform or you have to use ARM templates to perform all those things. Through GUI, you cannot do it. So what you have to do in those scenarios, first you have to make sure that your which will be your recommended zone where you want to migrate everything, right? First you have to take backup. So think like that as an architect. If suppose you want to play around with any things, first you have to take a snapshot or backup of the resources. Okay, because be as a Azure administrator, we don't know if our migration will be successful or not. Getting my point?
Yes,
Because I'm not talking about our lab thing. I'm talking about production environment. And I'm talking about the corporate environment. Getting my point? So
yes,
before migrating from one zone to another zone, what will be your first job? Take a snapshot, take a backup before performing any command line, any migration task. Suppose if you didn't migrated successfully your one zone from another zone, your job will be on risk, sir. Getting my point?
yes,
You can play around with your lab, but not beyond that. What will be your best practices? Take a snapshot, backup, and then try to migrate. Because see,
yes,
you are going to release those, those networking details, everything, and it will be becoming part of different subnet now. Those VMs, those workloads. So actually you are not migrating zone, you are going to migrate your resources, right?
Yes.
Getting my point? So in that way
Yeah.
you think about it, you can do it, not a big deal. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, any question on this migration, sir, quickly?
No, no, no.
Is it clear? So what I will do, I will share with you documentation of the migration. There are terminology, there are nomenclature, but all cloud migration follows the same basic rule. Just back, just stick on the basics. Okay.
Okay.
If you remember all those things and you think like that, your all the migration project will be always successful, Avinash. I'm telling you. Because see, you never know in which cloud you are going to work in future. It's first is Azure cloud, another is like AWS cloud, right? Again, you have to focus on different cloud. So or GCP cloud. So there is a no boundary. But keep in mind, these are the basic things you have to follow. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Okay. So our next pending item is our image part, catalog image we are talking about. Okay. Just
Yes.
quickly share a screen, please.
I hope this is my directory.
Yeah,
Now it's
congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh, even created in Mumbai zone.
See, same thing was not working in the same zone, right? It was your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it. Great.
And I have a launch pad, created one workspace.
Great. That's
But I am
great.
not getting option ki how will reset the user password. If I am forget my password, so how will reset?
Okay, wait, one sec.
And one more thing, if I am deploying to my workspace, so
Mhm.
notification email did not.
So that's a AWS problem, sir. I can't help you. Again,
Okay.
I don't have any control on AWS workspace, right?
Okay.
Getting my point?
So how will reset
Let's
my
go.
password?
For which password you're talking about?
This is just my username.
Uh,
Actually, I have forgot this.
you forget this?
I have forgot my
Okay.
password. How will
Okay.
reset
Go to
in my
go
directory?
to go to directory, sir. Go to directory.
Okay.
No, not this directory. Go to there. IAM directory. Go to services. Go to services, sir. Services. Yeah. IAM.
Okay.
Type IAM.
Oh,
IAM. Yeah. Go here and go into directory. Search directory. Mhm. Okay. Not here. Go to services again. No, no, no. Not here, sir. Sir, there is services, right? Click here. Yeah. Yeah. Go down. Come down. Scroll down. Yeah. Yeah, down. There is a directory service. See, click here, directory service. Downside, sir. See, directory service is there, na? Left. Yeah. Mishra ji, no. Yeah,
yeah, this one.
down.
This
Yes,
one.
sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Go. Can you see your user here? What you created? It's not showing here. Just click this tenant. Actually, Microsoft AD. See, this is the one user you created, right? Reset the password. Why you are resetting the password? I'm not getting actually. Avinash,
Yeah.
why are you resetting? You forget that?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. My God. Okay. So actually, everything, whatever you are doing, the directory services, you can check
Okay.
into the directory service. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Okay, now come to directly this your workspaces only. No, no, not here, sir. In the services, go to services, sir, again. Search for workspaces, AWS workspaces.
This one.
Yeah, workspaces. Yeah, yeah. Click, click, click. Yeah. There you are going to see the catalog and everything, right?
Yes.
Hmm. Now you launch your this one. Okay. So here, create image. Go to create image and make
Sure.
sure that after 1 month you delete everything because it is going to cost you. Okay, sir. It is free for 1 month, I think so.
Create image.
Image. Yeah. Click. It's highlighted or not? Okay. Type image name, sir. Mhm. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I think it's in progress, right? Workspace image is being created. Then is ready to this bundle, then start launching. Okay. So you have to do it offline. It will take 45 minutes. Okay, sir.
Okay.
So this is very simple
And
task.
one more thing, how will create BP? Okay.
Hmm?
And how
This
will
can,
control BPC? Yes, yeah, IP access control. What is this?
Mhm. Actually, if you want to same like as in we have a persistent only, right? The non-persistent VDI you are going to
Okay.
get through app stream. Okay. If you want to control, suppose
Okay.
uh, you heard about how our firewall works, right? You can control through IP
Yes, yes.
address, you conditional access. You can apply geolocation. You can apply IP control, filtering. So in that way, you can control your traffic. Getting my point? So
Okay.
suppose you want to allow this IP address range to hitting to this subnet or this within the see, you are not going to get multiple VPCs, right? If the
Okay.
multiple VPC is concerned, you are going to control your traffic by defining your IP. Okay, what is ACL?
Access control list.
Okay, what is the use of it?
Access control list is a filter the incoming outgoing traffic.
Same way you can control your
Okay.
AWS workspaces by defining your IP address. Just create one. You will understand. Create IP group. Click on IP group. Just read it. Just read it upside. Create an IP address control which can add your directory details. Control IP address from which you're allowed to access your workspaces. Yeah.
So how will add the IP?
Create. Click on next, sir. First create. You will get everything. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Just get inside. Yeah. So manage tag. Yeah, save it. The tag is not important. Okay, wait. Tag is not tag. We are not playing here. In go to action. Okay, it's not giving any option. Okay, just click on this. Just leave it. Just click on your this what you created. Double click. It's not aligned. Go to edit. Yeah,
Yeah.
here you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Add
yeah,
IP.
yeah. Edit. Yeah, add
Add
rule.
rule.
Yeah. So this is kind of firewall actually.
Okay.
So you have. So suppose someone is coming from your on-premise, okay, data
Okay.
center, and you want
Okay.
to filter the traffic or allow the traffic. You have to play around here. Okay, means you are going to allow here IP address ranges according to your use case. So first thing you have to check your workspace into which subnet. In that way, you can define. Getting my point?
Yes. And how will
Yeah.
create a EC2 and a BPC pairing?
EC, okay, go to EC2. And Avinash, remember, whatever things are you're creating here, make it
Okay.
sure that you are deleting later on. Else you will be in soup. Okay.
Okay.
Launch instances. Click on launch instances. Go down. So here is also same thing. So here AMI, remember Amazon Machine Images. So you have to select one free tier image. Go for Windows 10 or Windows Server. Go down. Yeah, this one. Select Windows one. Yeah,
First one.
anyone you can select. Just we are not going to create actually. I'm showing you. Okay.
Okay.
Else you can delete it. Select this. Yeah, this is a free tier only. Okay. Review and launch. See, this is only available in your case. Okay. Go to review and
Suppose
launch.
your instance security or security to launch wizard is open to the world.
Hmm. Just launch. The RDP port and everything is mentioned here, right? Launch it.
Okay.
So kind of it is. So what you can select? No pair. Select last option. Last option. Browse. So last option. Yeah. Proceed without key pair. Yeah. Acknowledge. Yeah. Launch instance. So actually you are selecting image. Even you can use your custom image also. You can create your image for your office. Images, and that you can use for creation of EC2 instances. Okay, means you can use your customized images also. Go to click on view instances. So it will, I think it will take a couple of minutes. Just refresh it.
I
It
want
will take time.
to build the
Hmm. So I think a few minutes it will take. It will be faster actually, not time taking thing. So it's initializing, right? So in that way you can create your EC2 instead. Go to BPC, search for BPC quickly. I will show you how you can play around in BPC. Yeah, click on BPC. Yeah. So whenever you are creating your subscription or logging with AWS account, there will be default BPC created
okay.
for you. Okay.
Okay.
So see, you have two in Mumbai region, you have two BPCs. Just click there, left side, you can see that, right? You have three subnets. So everything is showing here. See, so this one is, see, first one is a by default. Getting my point? So it is taking the IPv CIDR range. Remember, I already told you 192.168/24, and the
Okay.
second one is taking. I think second one is like where you are creating EC2 instances. Hopefully, I think that's the case. Okay. If you want to create new BPC, go to create BPC, right side. Yeah, Bhagwa color. Yeah, and type it, name it something. So you have many options how you want to use it, what IP address range you want to use it. You can define it or you can use Amazon provided. Okay. And just create it.
Yeah,
You have to mention
yeah.
the block. Yeah, mention that. You can take by default one, not a problem, or up to you. So this is your, and make sure that you are deleting all those nonsense things, whatever you're doing. Okay, don't keep it within your subscription. It is going to eat your dollars only, existing free dollar. Okay.
Yes, very big.
Now I
How
think
will
this
how will do pairing?
same like you do VNet peering, right? Same thing.
Where?
Go to peering connections. Last one. Last, sir. Same way. Last peering connections. Go peering connection. Here you can do that. Create peering connection. Yeah. So now you have to mention where you are creating peering. In that way you can do this. This is more easy than VNet. Okay.